Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, did Kuzma expose LeBron James with his comments on Kobe Bryant? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. As y'all know, free agency has started, but before free agency kicked off yesterday, there was a blockbuster trade that went down in the NBA. And that trade involved the Lakers and the Washington Wizards. The Lakers were able to acquire Russell Westbrook from the Washington Wizards, right? Something that they had been discussing that we've been hearing about. Rumors were kind of percolating in the back about it, but they were able to ultimately pull off the trade. And in that trade, in them acquiring Russell Westbrook, they also lost some key contributors. And who were those contributors? They lost Montrezl Harrell, KCP, and Kuzma. Now, for those of you guys who've been following the NBA, or at least been following the Lakers, you will know that Kuzma has been with the Lakers for at least the past 5 or 6 seasons. Kuzma was with the Lakers when Kobe Bryant was a Laker, right? Towards the end of his career, when he was 36, 37 years old. Kuzma was there. He was a very young player. He had a lot of promise. He's a 6'7", 6'8" small forward. That's basically a shooter, but he was very inconsistent. And a lot of people kind of gave him a long leash because they're like, he's a young player. Give him time to develop and all of these different things. As his career went on, we quickly started to discover that Kuzma was very inconsistent. One game, he would go out there and get you 22 points. The next game, he would go out there and get you 10 points, right? And it was something that frustrated a lot of Laker fans, something you even heard Shannon Sharp discuss on TV. He's like, Kuzma is he's so inconsistent. So that's Kuzma for the people that may not know. But if you ask NBA fans, who are the 2 greatest players, for example, the majority of fans will say the 2 names you'll hear most likely are Michael Jordan and LeBron James, right? Those are the names you'll hear. But if you ask NBA players who are the top 2 greatest players of all time, the names you would most likely hear are Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. For whatever reason, NBA players seem to understand that Kobe Bryant was the much better player than LeBron. And the fact is, Kobe was a much better player than LeBron James because he was a mentally tougher player, something that you need in sports. In sports, you need to be mentally tough. In sports, to be able to succeed at a high level, he was a much better scorer. And there's a stat that I'm going to get to, which really started this whole conversation around Kuzma. He was a much better decision maker in the clutch. That's why I believe he was a much more clutch player. He was definitely the more feared player, right? A lot of players feared Kobe Bryant, and you rarely see them talk trash to Kobe. Nobody took shots at Kobe when he was playing, right? He was definitely the more feared player. And there's so many examples of Kobe that I can go back in his career where he openly disrespected LeBron James so many times, like openly in public. If you think of some of the All-Star games, right? One of the All-Star games, he was guarding LeBron James for the last shot. He passed up the shot, then he got the ball back and passed it away and turned around looking like, he's like, bro, what the F is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? That's how he was talking to LeBron James in another game. They were playing in an All-Star weekend, and Kobe picked up LeBron James for the entire fourth quarter. Picked him up defensively and was blocking his shots, talking trash to him. LeBron wasn't saying a peep to him, one word to him. He didn't even respond back to Kobe Bryant because Kobe was giving it to him, and he was older. Kobe was like at least 4 or 5 years older than LeBron James, but he was still locking him down. A lot of fans remember that. There are even videos out there, I think during the Olympics or when fans asked Kobe who would win in a one-on-one game, and before the guy could even get his question out, Kobe's like, I would. Like, what kind of dumb question is this, right? Kobe I think Kobe appreciated LeBron James, his talent, he had respect for him, but he didn't respect him as much as you respected Michael Jordan or Tim Duncan, other players. This is just my opinion, because I saw the way that he talked trash to him. Right, I've seen it. I've seen him disrespect him openly, and even times early in LeBron's career, LeBron even said Kobe Bryant is the best player in the world. Like, so, LeBron James himself as a basketball player openly admitted that. But anyway, there were some statements that were recently made by a post that was done by ESPN in which Kuzma, who's now a Washington Wizard, put a comment under. So in this post, I saw it yesterday on ESPN, but Sports Center is actually showing it. They had a post, and they call it Sports Center Facts, right? And they go, Kobe Bryant has more 40-point games than LeBron James and Stephen Curry combined. Then they go, the next line reads, more 50-point games than Kevin Durant, Larry Bird, and LeBron James combined, and then more 60-point games than Michael Jordan and LeBron James combined, right? This is a fact. Most LeBron James fans don't know that. They don't know that. They're unaware of that. Most Kobe Bryant fans and basketball fans, like NBA fans and true and purists, understand this clearly, and that's why most of them, if you ask them, they'll tell you Kobe Bryant's a better player. So when they posted this picture, I even had to save it. I was like, golly, this is a serious stat line. And then Kyle Kuzma put a comment under it, or commented on it, and said, "Greatest ever, no question." Right? Those were the comments that he made. And the comments that he made, I think, represent the vast majority of opinions that NBA players have when they're comparing Kobe Bryant and LeBron. The vast majority of them feel this way. Shaq feels that way. Charles Barkley feels that way. Kevin Durant feels that way. Kyle Kuzma feels that way. Jamal Crawford feels that way. Like, you can just go down the list. Steven Jackson feels that. All of these NBA players always pick Kobe. The only people that pick against Kobe are media members. And my issue with some media members is that a lot of them are agenda driven. They're not really there to tell you what they think. They're trying to create a story and a narrative for you. Excuse me. That's what they're trying to do. The only person I just heard recently that come out and said it with his chest, with it beating his chest, and said it definitively, was Skip Bayless when he was arguing with LeBron James, when they were talking about all the Twitter hate that LeBron James get. And he said, but Kobe's better than like even Kobe's better than I heard him say that. He was the last person I heard say that on TV, on television. And this seems to be a running theme. NBA players know that Kobe Bryant was a better player. The fact of the matter is, he was a better player. I think Kobe had a more impressive career because he had to do more with less. If you look at these two guys' careers right now, and I have LeBron in my top 5, but I'm starting to consider to move him out of my top 5 because of some of the things that he's done. This is the third super team that LeBron James has assembled. The third. That's a little bit disgusting. That's disgusting at this point. It's actually disgusting, and I think it's lame. And I think it's anti-competitive. Now, some people say, well, you need to put a super team together to beat the Brooklyn Nets. Not really. Kawhi Leonard doesn't have a super team. And the person that started this whole super team thing with player empowerment was LeBron. So he's basically fighting against something that he created. You're fighting against yourself. And I'm starting to consider moving him out of my top 5 because of this. Because it's like it's like you're doing anything to win a championship, and what's going to happen is this. If the Lakers win a championship this year, no one is going to get credit except LeBron. What the media is going to do is act as if he won that award with that championship on his own. Same thing like last year. But this time, adding Russell Westbrook, who's a multiple time, who's a regular season MVP, has averaged multiple triple doubles, one of the greatest players of all time. If we're looking at him statistically, you have Anthony Davis. You put all of these guys on one team, and you're trying to go out there and create another ship. It's like, oh my God, again? And I'm thinking, and I'm considering moving him out of my top 5 because of that. Because you can look at Kobe and Shaq and say, okay, Kobe won his first 3 titles with Shaquille O'Neal, no problem, right? Shaquille O'Neal was a juggernaut, but his last 2, he only played with probably 1 Hall of Famer, and Pau Gasol, and he played against 4 Hall of Famers against the Boston Celtics and beat them. 4. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Rajon Rondo, who's going to go into the Hall of Fame. He played against 4 and beat them. To me, that's just more impressive. It's just more impressive, and I think the fact of the matter is this. Kobe is the better player. Players know this. Real NBA fans that understand basketball, like ball-playing NBA fans, know this. The only people that feel otherwise are staunch LeBron supporters and media members. But for Kyle Kuzma to come out there and say this, I don't really think he's saying something groundbreaking. because a lot of NBA players feel the exact same way. A lot of them. So those are my thoughts and opinions. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think of Kyle Kuzma's thoughts? What do you think about some of the things that I mentioned? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, it's just Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.